Hi, everybody. This is Miriam. I'm your teacher, and today we're going to talk about test-taking strategies and plans. Let me share my screen. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. I care about you. I want to know what's going on with you. Let me know. Test-taking. Before, during, and after, right? It's not just during the test. So way before the test starts, let me move this. These are things we should do all semester. It's not too late. If you're not doing them now, you still can do it. Take notes on the teacher's words, not only those that are written, but also I hope you're watching these videos. Discover problem areas, problems that you're having with your writing, problems that you have about thinking about writing, planning about writing, or executing the writing. So study those troublesome spots. By now you should know what your troublesome spots are because I've been telling you, like if you're seeing it's fanboys, fanboys, fanboys every single time, you can catch that and not have a problem with it on the final exam. It's not too late. Study every day. Yes, study all different kinds of things. Read the books and do something about your English every single day. Getting a sense of the teacher's ways so you know like, oh, she always gets me on this. Guess what? I'll get you on that on the final exam. But it's not too late to learn how to fix that. And ask questions. You know I love questions. Please ask me questions. Email, text message, telephone, Canvas, psychic, no, just kidding. Any kind of questions. Make sure you're studying. When you study, you know, there's problems that you're having with your writing and there's things that you can do about it, but you have to keep practicing. Doing it just one time with those commas and stuff is not going to do it. You're going to have to study. I recommend Quizlet. I don't know if you ever used to try that or if you've ever tried that. I really like it because just sitting there and reading the same thing over and over, like this is the same in biology, in chemistry, in sociology, psychology, whatever your major is, you know, just reading the textbook over and over, that's not really active studying. So Quizlet. This is an example of Quizlet. I don't even know what the integumentary system is, but I'm not afraid to try. This is an example of Quizlet, and it's a website. It's free. You do have to log in, but this way it makes you little flashcards you can learn, and then you can play the little game. So I highly recommend Quizlet, especially for you know, terms like vocabulary terms. Always do something with the material you're trying to study. If you don't like Quizlet, that's okay. Flashcards, study with a friend. I love this, making a timeline and outline. Making a cheat sheet actually is one of the reasons that people who cheat do well on quizzes is because the act of making the cheat sheet, of synthesizing, boiling all the information down to one little thing, this helps students. So if you're like, okay, I'm going to make a cheat sheet and like remind myself of the things that I'm having problems with. These are the subordinate conjunctions, or make sure I have these parts of the essay. Make a chart, sing a rap song. Any of those are ways of synthesizing the information that you need into a smaller, more manageable working progress. And that's a great way to study. Write and answer sample test questions. Actually write them. Actually write the answer. Making sample sentences. These are sample sentences with the subordinate conjunctions. These are sample sentences with commas. Annotating heavily when reading is the best way to read for school. It's not fun. It's not reading for fun. It's stuff for studying. Here's an example of my heavy annotation. This is page 1 of They Say, I Say. These are my annotations, my Cornell notes. This is another great way to annotate. This is somebody else's I stole off the internet. But this is what annotation should be. There's a difference between yellow and green. There's lots of writing in the margins and the little summary. I have a book where I did the exact same thing. Where is it? Oh, here it is. You know, it's at the top of every page, it summarizes what's happening on that page, right? Can you see it? It's a great way to study. All right, so this is also before the test. You're making a plan. You're going to plan for a quiet place. You're especially going to need it this year because it's your place. Do you need to take a day off of work? Do you need to get a babysitter? Do you need to bribe your little sister? Hey, here's $1, leave me alone. Make a plan for afterwards with your darling so your darling knows not to bother you during it. And a backup tech problem. I have spoken to some of the students about that. What's your plan if the technology just completely bites the dust at the most critical moment when you're trying to write this final exam? Backup plan. I'm going to go to grandma's house. I'm going to park outside of a school. What are you going to do? A little bit before the test, getting your materials together. Make sure you have both books. I don't need this. Both books. Make sure you have a dictionary. Make sure you have everything that you need so that you can just find it as quickly as possible. Try relaxation techniques, right? Before the test, you want to be ready in a good frame of mind. I like to go through the alphabet and say one thing I am grateful for that starts with each letter of the alphabet, right? A, apples. B, boys, whatever, right? Drink water, take vitamins, you know, do some sort of investment in your health. Eat a healthy meal. You need to know yourself. Like if you eat like a whole bunch of turkey right before the test, will you be tired? Don't do that, right? You need to know yourself. I like to eat a healthy meal before the test. I get a good night's sleep. Of course, this should be number one. Get a good night's sleep. You don't want to be tired. You want to be on your A game. Go to the bathroom. You don't want to have to do that in the middle of the test. And then you get the test. This is on the day of. Read the question carefully, annotate the question, and decide what kind of essay you're going to write. Will it be compare and contrast essay, classification and division, cause and effect, a narrative, a process? Is it persuasive? Most tests are persuasive, but a lot of them are compare and contrast. Now, this is for every class. For biology, anytime you're going to have an essay test, think about what's it going to be. Is it exemplification, one opinion and 3 examples, a description, or a definition? These are basically the 9 types of paragraphs or the 9 types of like short essays or even books. Sometimes it's a combination of them. If you can discover what is a page of a book, you're like, hey, this page is cause and effect. You're like, hey, I'm a good reader. When you get the test, repeat. Read the question carefully. Annotate the question, like write on the question, like, oh, this is the important part. Make an outline. These are outlines, examples. You probably can see a mistake. Can you see a mistake that is in the typing of this? I stole that from the internet. And breathe. Make sure you try to calm yourself down. Don't be too frantic, okay? Feel free to pause this to look at the essay outline. Don't just start writing, right? Make a plan, keep your similar ideas together, put them in order of time, order of space, or order of importance. I have this piece of delicious, amazing ice cream to show you to save the best for last. Your most persuasive point, your most important point, save that for the paragraph right before the conclusion. And then you start writing, right? You don't need to start writing until you've gotten your plan. Here's a suggested idea for the timeline. Reading the question, 10 minutes, planning for 15 minutes. So really like 25 minutes out of the hour is to make the plan. Writing the intro, once you have a plan, should be easy, 15 minutes. Each body paragraph, 10 minutes. Topic sentence, lots of details, you know, taking the details from the different books, the different sources. In this case, yeah, you're gonna wanna use that. Conclusion, about 10 minutes. The conclusion doesn't have to be a masterpiece. And then finally, I don't know if you can see this, oops. Finally, there you go. Editing and revising, 1,000,000 minutes, just kidding. But do give yourself plenty of time to spend extra time editing and revising. Once you have a thesis, you can write it in any order you want, right? You don't have to write the introduction first and then the body and then the conclusion. A lot of people like to do that, but you don't have to. When you're all done, right, this is the editing and revising part, check it. Do you have the parts of essay? Do you have spelling, grammar, punctuation? Are there any missing words? Read it slowly. You know if this is a problem that you're consistently having. Don't use you. So many of you guys keep using you in your essay. Like when you go to the park, you feel happy, right? I don't want that in your academic essay. Does it answer the prompt, right? Does it really, really answer the question? Do you dead on say, yes, blah, 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 or no, or whatever, you know, answering the question? And does it follow the outline that you set up, right? You made an outline. Did you stay on topic? This is a unity question. If you follow your outline, then you won't have a unity problem. All right, read each sentence as if it weren't in a paragraph. You saw this in one of the previous videos. What's your issue? You know what your issues are, check for it, right? If you know you're having trouble with unity, if you know you're having trouble with commas, go through the whole essay and look for that. You can do it. And then you get an A+, hooray! Good plan, I like this plan. And here's Kamala saying, you can do it, you did it. Just wanted to remind you to please register for your spring classes for January 2021. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye. 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 What do I want to do here?